He lied to them to see who wanted him dead. But it was his maid's next move that shocked him the most. When billionaire Ray Thompson woke up in the hospital after an accident, he whispered, "Tell the world, I've lost my memory. I need to know who's after my life." His fiancée cried. His PA smiled. His maid prayed. None of them knew he was watching. What happened next revealed more than he ever imagined. But it was the maid's next move that left him completely speechless.
Hello family, welcome to African Stories That Touch. Please subscribe, like this video, and share it with your loved ones. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you never miss any of our powerful stories. Now, sit back and listen carefully, because this story will leave you speechless.
The night was cold. The road curved sharply along the cliffs of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Headlights sliced through the fog. A black Range Rover sped dangerously close to the edge. Inside sat Ray Thompson, 38, Africa's youngest billionaire. Handsome, calm, deep in thought. His phone buzzed with messages from 3 women, his fiancée, Tasha, his personal assistant, Bella, and his maid, Maria. Each message began with the same line, "Drive safe, sir." But none of them knew that in less than 5 minutes, the world would think he was dead. Suddenly, screech! The brakes failed, the car spun out of control, the world flipped upside down, metal crashed. Glass shattered. Then silence. All that was left was smoke, blood, and the sound of waves crashing against the rocks below.
The sound of a heart monitor echoed through the quiet room. Ray Thompson opened his eyes slowly, his body stiff, wrapped in white bandages. Every breath felt like fire. A doctor walked in, checked the monitor, and adjusted the IV. He smiled faintly. "You're a lucky man, Mr. Thompson. It's a miracle you're alive." Ray's voice was fragile, but his eyes sharp. "Doctor," he whispered, "I have a feeling this wasn't just an accident." The doctor paused. "Sir?" "Someone sabotaged my car. Someone close to me wants me dead." He took a deep breath. "But I'll find out who."
The doctor frowned. "What do you want me to do?" Ray leaned in slightly. "Make a call to my fiancée, my personal assistant, and my maid. Tell them I was in an accident, but say I lost my memory." The doctor hesitated, then nodded. "Understood." As soon as he left the room, Ray looked out the window, his face hardening. "Let's see who truly loves me and who's just waiting for my coffin." The next morning, the door burst open. Tasha, tall, elegant, dripping with designer perfume, rushed in, crying dramatically. "Oh my God, baby, I thought I lost you." Ray stared at her, pretending to be lost. "Who are you?" She gasped. "It's me, Tasha, your fiancée." Tasha was sweet, soft-spoken, and perfect for the camera. Everyone called her the woman who completed him, and frankly speaking, she did. But behind that smile was a hunger for power and fame, the kind that would do anything for money. She kissed his hand, but her eyes darted around the room, scanning the luxury watch on his wrists, the phone on the table. "Doctors said you lost your memory, but don't worry," she cooed. "We will get through this together." Her fake smile barely hid her excitement, because while Ray pretended to forget, she was already plotting. By the time she left that evening, she had already made 5 calls, including one to his lawyer, asking how long before she could access his account for medical support.
Hours later, Maria, the maid, came quietly, carrying a food flask. She wiped tears as she entered. "Sir, it's me, Maria, your maid. I know you may not remember me now, but I brought your favorite, goat meat pepper soup. Maybe it will help you recover fast." Ray smiled faintly. "Ah, that's thoughtful of you. Even though I have no idea what you're talking about, I'll eat the food later." Maria looked so humble, so kind. The perfect picture of loyalty. She even knelt to pray for his healing. But when Ray closed his eyes, pretending to sleep, Maria picked up his phone. Her hands trembled as she typed something fast, a message authorizing a transfer. She whispered, "I'll get you justice, sir." But her eyes said something else.
Later that week, Bella, his personal assistant, arrived. She was loud, rebellious, loved fashion, money, parties, and attention. The kind of woman people judged at first sight. But Ray couldn't fire her because beneath all that chaos was a mind sharper than a knife. She didn't cry, didn't fake it. She just stood there, red-eyed, staring at her boss who now didn't remember her. She said, "Sir, I'm sorry about what happened to you. You may not remember me, but I remember everything. Your meetings, your clients, your projects. I'll handle them till you're back on your feet. You can count on me." She placed a stack of files on his bedside table. "Meanwhile, you can go through these. If there's anything you don't understand, just let me know. I'll do my best to protect your company. I promise, sir." Ray watched her go, shocked by her sincerity. In that moment, she looked nothing like the wild party girl everyone gossiped about. As the door closed, Ray exhaled slowly. 3 women, 3 faces, one truth waiting to be revealed. He had no idea the real danger was the one he trusted most.
Tasha sat in her car in the hospital parking lot, tapping her nails on the steering wheel. The lawyer's voice echoed through her phone. "Miss Tasha, without Mr. Thompson's signature or death certificate, there's not much you can legally access." She rolled her eyes. "So you're saying as long as he's alive, I'm broke?" "I didn't say that, but..." She cut the call, slammed her phone and hissed. "Useless man," she muttered. "Still controlling me, even from a hospital bed." She fixed her makeup in the mirror, then smiled to herself. Maybe there was another way. A faster way. That evening, Maria returned again, smiling sweetly as she served Ray his dinner. She adjusted his pillow, massaged his hand, even helped him take his medicine. "You are getting stronger, sir," she said softly. Ray smiled faintly. "Thanks to people like you." She chuckled. "We are family, sir. You've always been good to me." But when Ray turned away, pretending to sleep, Maria pulled out her phone and texted Tasha. "He still doesn't remember anything." "Good. Keep him that way." Her fingers trembled as she typed. "But how long before we strike? The money's still locked." "Soon," Tasha replied. "We'll make sure this time he doesn't wake up again." Maria deleted the chat, hid her phone, and smiled gently at the man she was about to betray. "Sleep well, sir. Sleep well."
Meanwhile, back at the office, Bella was droning in work. Every contract, every client, every unfinished deal, she was handling it all. Most nights,
She slept in the office, her once glamorous dresses replaced by plain shirts and tired eyes. The board doubted her. Some mocked her. But she refused to give up. When reporters asked about Ray's condition, she smiled politely. He'll recover soon. Thompson Holdings is still standing. What no one knew was that she had secretly paid staff salaries from her own savings just to protect Ray's name.
Ray sat quietly, a small notebook hidden under his blanket. He'd been writing down everything, every visit, every word, every lie. As he writes each name, Tasha, greedy, fake, manipulative; Maria, loyal or pretending too well; Bella, genuine, unexpected. He closed the book, whispering to himself, "When I get out of here, I'll know who deserves my heart and who deserves a cell." That night, Tasha poured wine into 2 glasses. Maria sat nervously across from her. "He trusts you," Tasha said coldly. "That's good. When the time is right, you give him the dose. Just a few drops in his IV line." Maria's hands shook. Are you sure about this?" Tasha's smile was sharp. "Do you want to be poor forever? We do this once and we disappear. You get 10% of everything." Maria looked down at the glass in her hand, guilt flickering in her eyes. "Okay," she whispered, "for both of us."
Maria couldn't sleep for 2 nights. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw Ray's face, the gentle smile he gave her that day, the way he said thank you, like it actually meant something. But then she'd remember Tasha's words echoing in her mind. Just a few drops, and we'll both be rich forever. The plan was simple. The guilt wasn't. Maria walked into Ray's room one night with her usual calm smile. She'd brought flowers this time, white lilies, Ray's favorite. Ray looked up weakly. "You've been coming every day," he said. "Don't you ever rest?" She smiled. "You're my boss. I owe you everything." But her voice trembled. Ray tilted his head, watching her closely. Something about her eyes had changed, warmth mixed with worry. He nodded slowly. "You've been good to me, Maria. When I get better, I'll make sure your life changes forever." Her throat tightened. If only he knew what she was hiding. Later that afternoon, a nurse entered to check his vitals. As she replaced the IV bag, she paused, frowning. The fluid inside was slightly cloudy, unusual. "Who's been handling this?" she asked. Ray blinked. "Maria." "Why?" The nurse didn't answer immediately. She tightened the new line, smelled faintly, and said, "Nothing, sir. Maybe just a reaction to the medication." But her eyes said otherwise. After she left, she went straight to the doctor. "Sir, you need to review Mr. Thompson's chart. I think someone's tampering with his IV line." "Tampering? Are you sure?" "Almost. But whoever's doing it knows exactly what they are doing." Outside the hospital, Maria stood near the gate, her heart racing. She held the small vial Tasha had given her, a transparent liquid that looked harmless but wasn't. She stared at it, shaking. "I can't do this," she whispered. Her phone buzzed. It was Tasha. "Maria, what's the delay?" I need more time." "There's no time," Tasha snapped. "If he wakes up and remembers everything, we're finished. Do it tonight, or I'll make sure you go down alone." Maria's lips trembled. "Okay, I'll do it." She hung up and burst into tears. For the first time, she realized the truth. She wasn't helping Tasha. She was digging her own grave.
That night, Ray couldn't sleep. Something felt off, a strange heaviness in the air. As he stared at the ceiling, he heard faint footsteps outside his door. Maria entered quietly. Her face was pale, her hands shaking. She checked his IV, pretending to adjust it. Ray watched her reflection in the glass window, how her eyes darted nervously. His chest tightened. "Maria," he said softly, "thank you for everything. You are like family." She froze. The vial in her hand slipped slightly. You should rest, sir," she stammered. "Yes," he replied slowly. "I should rest before someone makes sure I never wake up." Her eyes widened. For a second, their gazes locked, and she knew. He knew. After Maria left, Ray reached under his pillow and pressed a small recording device, something he had hidden there after the accident. It's time to see who's loyal and who's planning my funeral. Outside the hospital, Tasha was already calling someone else, someone far more dangerous. "He suspects her," she said coldly. "Change of plan. We move to phase 2. The rain began around midnight. Heavy, merciless, like the sky itself wanted to wash away the sins of the city. Inside the hospital, Ray Thompson couldn't sleep. He'd replayed Maria's trembling face all day, the way her hands shook near his IV. He didn't want to believe she was capable of hurting him. But the truth has a way of showing itself, no matter how hard we try to hide it.
In another part of town, Tasha stood by her window, lightning flashing across her face. She dialed the number on her phone. "Is he alone?" "Yes, ma'am. Night shift quiet. Only one nurse on duty." "Good. Do it tonight. No loose ends." She ended the call, poured herself a glass of red wine, and smiled. "Sweet dreams, darling Ray, forever." The clock ticked past 1 a.m. Ray stared awake to the faint sound of the door creaking open. The lights were dim. The air felt heavy. A figure in a black raincoat slipped inside quietly. Face covered, gloves on. He moved straight to Ray's bedside with calm, practiced steps. "Who's there?" The man leaned closer to the IV line. "What the hell are you doing?"
Maria, she had come back.
"Stop! You'll kill him!"
You think Tasha will spare you if you back out now? Ray froze. Every muscle tensed. Tasha? I'm done. I can't do this anymore. But before she could say another word, the man lunged, pushing her aside. The syringe clattered to the floor. Ray struggled, pulling at his IV line, but his body was too weak. The man reached again, until suddenly, the doctor and 2 security guards stormed in. "Step away from him." The intruder bolted toward the exit, but one guard tackled him. In the chaos, Maria dropped to her knees, shaking, crying. "I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to. She made me. Please believe me." "Maria, why?" "I just wanted a better life. I didn't think it would go this far." And for the first time, Ray realized, sometimes the people who save your life are the same ones who nearly took it.
By dawn, the police had taken the man away. Under questioning, Maria confessed everything: the deal, the money, the plan. "It was Tasha," she said weakly. "She said you would never find out.
She promised me freedom. Ray closed his eyes. The pain cut deeper than any wound. The woman he loved wanted him dead, and the one he trusted most helped her do it. While all this unfolded, Bella was in the boardroom, standing before a dozen skeptical executives. Every one of them doubted her until she opened the presentation. Mr. Thompson may be away, but his vision still stands. Thompson Holdings will not fall, not under my watch. By the time she was done, the room was silent. Then, one by one, they began to clap. She had just saved the company and unknowingly bought Ray a second chance at life.
Maria's hands wouldn't stop shaking. The police officer's questions had ended an hour ago, but her heart still raced like she was standing on a cliff. She sat on a chair beside his bed, eyes fixed on the man she once helped destroy. Ray Thompson, pale, bandaged, but somehow still in control. You said you want to make things right, Maria. She nodded, swallowing hard. Yes, sir. I swear I didn't mean to do it. Tasha said it was just a plan to scare you, so she could control your company. I swear I didn't... Enough. No excuses, just the truth. Her lips trembled. Truth is, I was greedy. She offered me money I had never seen in my life, and I took it. I am not sending you to prison. Not yet. You go back to her. Tell her the plan worked, that I am dead. Tell her you confirmed the body. Make her feel safe. Sir, that's dangerous. She could... I know. That's why we'll be watching. But if Maria wants redemption, this is how she earns it. And if she finds out I'm lying, then you play your part till the end. Because this time, Maria, you're not the prey, you're the bait.
The following night, under heavy rain, Maria rode in a plain police car toward Tasha's mansion. No cuffs, yet no freedom. Just fear, sitting beside her like a ghost. She could still hear Ray's last words in her mind. You are not the prey, you are the bait. The car stopped a few houses away. She stepped out, clutching her bag, her heart thudding against her ribs. From here, she had to walk alone. As she approached the grand mansion gates, her knees almost gave way. The security lights came on, sharp, white, blinding. A camera whirred above. Then, Tasha's voice came through the intercom. Cold, smooth, dangerous. Maria, where have you been?
Maria's lips trembled as she forced a tear to roll down her cheek. Ma, it's over. He's gone. Mr. Ray, he didn't make it. There was silence. Then, the lock clicked open. Come in, Tasha said, her voice flat, almost too calm. Maria pushed the gate slowly and stepped in. Each step echoed with dread. She didn't know what scared her more, Tasha's vengeance or her own conscience whispering, "You are walking into death itself." The moment Maria stepped inside, the air felt heavier. Tasha's mansion smelled of roses and danger. Soft music playing, expensive candles burning, like nothing evil ever lived there. But Maria knew better. Every corner held secrets. Every wall had listened to plans that could kill. Tasha sat on the velvet sofa, dressed in silk white, her hair pinned like royalty. There was a calmness about her that didn't match her words. "Tell me everything," she said softly. "How did he die?" Maria swallowed hard. "I injected the IV, Ma. The doctor said he suffered cardiac arrest. I saw his body. He's dead. Tasha leaned back, eyes half closed, as if picturing it. Good. She reached for her wine glass, took a slow sip, and smiled faintly. You've done well, Maria. I was beginning to think you'd fail me. Maria forced herself to look down, hiding her trembling hands. No, Ma, I would never disappoint you. I know, Tasha said, standing up slowly. You see, people think love makes a woman soft. But love, she smiled darkly, love makes us dangerous. She walked toward the window, staring out at the city lights. Do you know what he told me before the accident? He said he was going to marry me after signing those new contracts. He thought that made him powerful. But I was never after his ring, Maria. I was after his money.
Maria's stomach turned. The woman she once admired suddenly looked like a stranger. And now, the company? Tasha asked. The lawyer said everything would be transferred to me by morning. The properties, the accounts, the estates. Maria tried to hide her horror. Congratulations, Ma. But tell me, Maria, you didn't tell anyone about this, did you? About us? Maria froze. For a heartbeat, her tongue refused to move. No, Ma, I swear. No one knows. Tasha studied her face for a long time, her eyes unreadable. Then she smiled again. Good. Because secrets, my dear, are like snakes. Once you let them out, they bite.
She poured another glass of wine and handed it to Maria. Drink, you deserve it. Maria took the glass, her pulse racing. Was this another test? Was the drink safe? Her fingers shook as she raised it to her lips. Outside, across the street, a van hummed quietly. Inside sat two detectives and Ray Thompson, watching the feed from the tiny camera pinned under Maria's dress collar. When Tasha lifted that wine glass toward Maria, one of the officers stiffened. Sir, she's trying to poison her. Ray's jaw clenched, but his voice stayed calm. No, not yet. Let her show us everything. His eyes never left the screen. We are watching the devil reveal her own reflection.
Maria stared at a glass of red wine in a trembling hand. The liquid shimmered under the chandelier, rich, dark, beautiful, and deadly. Her throat went dry. She could feel Tasha's eyes on her, sharp, waiting, watching. Go on, Tasha said sweetly. You've earned it. Maria's heartbeat echoed in her ears. She forced a shaky smile and lifted the glass closer. But just as it touched her lips, her phone buzzed. A single vibration, one message. She glanced down quickly. A text from an unknown number. Don't drink it. Her heart stopped. Ray. She pretended to cough, setting the glass down gently. I'm so sorry, Ma. My throat's sore. Maybe later. Tasha's expression didn't change, but her eyes narrowed. Are you sure? She asked quietly. You look nervous. No, Ma, I'm fine. Tasha stepped closer. Her perfume, jasmine and something darker filled the air. You see, Maria, trust is everything in business and in betrayal. She smiled faintly, then took Maria's glass, swirled it, and, to Maria's horror, poured it into a nearby flower vase. Within seconds, the flowers began to wilt. Maria froze. Her blood turned cold. Tasha saw her expression and smiled. Ah, now you understand why loyalty is important. She walked away casually, her heels clicking like gunshots. Go to the kitchen, my dear. The chef prepared dinner. I'll join you soon.
Maria nodded weakly and left, her knees nearly giving way. Outside, in the surveillance van, the detectives gasped. One whispered, "That woman's a monster." But Ray's face stayed calm, though his knuckles were white from clenching his fist. "She tried to poison her," he muttered. "She really would have done it." The officer beside him leaned forward. "Sir, should we pull Maria out now? It's too risky." Ray's eyes hardened. "Not yet. She's close. I need proof. Something that ties her to the company accounts. The lawyer, the transfers, everything." He leaned closer to the screen. "Once we have that, she will bury herself." In the mansion kitchen, Maria gripped the sink and breathed shakily. Her hands trembled so badly, she almost dropped the glass she was washing. She looked up at the small mirror above the counter, at the scared reflection of the woman who had escaped death twice in one night. Under her breath, she whispered, "Lord, if I make it out alive, I'll never serve devil again."
Suddenly, a voice behind her made her flinch. "Talking to yourself now?" It was Tasha again, smiling, but her tone colder than before. "You've been acting strange, Maria. Is there something you want to tell me?" Maria froze. The tiny camera hidden in her dress blinked once, a sign the line was still live. She swallowed hard and whispered to herself, "Stay calm, just stay calm." Maria's voice shook. "No, Ma, I'm just tired. I'll be fine." Tasha's eyes narrowed. "Tired?" She laughed softly, stepping closer. "You should be. Guilt is heavy, Maria." Her hands slid towards the counter, the same counter where the second glass of wine waited. This time, she didn't offer it. She held it up herself, swallowing it slowly. "You see, loyalty is like wine. It looks sweet until you taste the truth in it." She reached forward, grabbed Maria's chin, gently, forcing her to look into her eyes. "Drink it." Maria's heart raced. Her tears welled up. Her hands trembled. "Please, Ma." I said, "Drink it." The glass tilted. Bang! The kitchen door burst open. Police officers stormed in, weapons drawn. "Drop the glass, now!" Tasha froze. Her eyes darted from Maria to the officers. Confusion flashing into fury. "What is this? Who are you?" From behind them, Ray Thompson stepped in. Alive, standing, watching. Tasha's face drained of color. "No, it can't be. You're supposed to be..." "Dead?" Ray said quietly. He took a step closer, eyes locked on her trembling figure. "You should have made sure before celebrating." The officers grabbed her wrists. Tasha screamed, kicking, fighting. "You think you've won, Ray? You regret this. You all regret this." Her words echoed down the marble hallway as they dragged her away. Maria stood frozen, her whole body shaking. Ray turned to her gently. "You did well, Maria. You were brave." She broke down. "Sir, I'm sorry. I didn't know she would go that far. I swear I didn't." "I know," Ray said softly. "It's over now."
2 weeks later, the Thompson Empire headquarters was buzzing. Every screen flashed one headline: Tasha Brown, billionaire fiancée charged with attempted murder and fraud. Employees gathered in the main hall, whispering and glancing toward the entrance. Then the doors opened. Raymond Thompson walked in alive, smiling, stronger than ever. Every face lit up with shock and joy. Behind him stood his personal assistant, Bella, the once wild and misunderstood woman, looking humble and nervous. Ray stepped onto the small stage, adjusted the microphone and said, 2 weeks ago, I almost lost my life, but I gained something priceless, the truth. He turned toward Bella. When I thought everyone had failed me, she carried my company on her shoulders. She fought to protect what I built, not for money, but for loyalty. He smiled warmly. Bella, you are no longer my personal assistant. The crowd murmured, and Ray continued. From today, you are my new company director." They all erupted in applause. Bella gasped and tears filled her eyes. "Sir, I don't deserve this." "You do," he said, smiling, "because when everyone else played love, you showed integrity." As the applause thundered, Ray glanced through the glass wall at the city skyline. He had tested love and discovered that truth doesn't wear makeup, or perfume, or diamonds. It lives quietly in the one person nobody ever suspects. He smiled faintly and whispered to himself, "Sometimes you have to lose everything to find who truly stands beside you."
Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. And stay tuned for the next one.